So I did say when Miriam called me and asked me whether I'd speak today that I was totally unequipped to address this subject. And having been through a debate with a number of you over coffee now, I feel slightly more confident that none of us really know the answer. So it's okay. I certainly don't think I can offer any answers to the big philosophical questions, but what I can do is bring a practitioner's perspective on what would be my theme, which is the application of data in the real environment. How do you make businesses do it? So if I can just tell you a little story about what I've observed over the years, maybe we can stimulate some of the questions later about how you really do it, because that's the question for me, is the application of data in the real environment. I mean, what is big data? I asked a few people a question at the front end of this morning, and I got 3 or 4 different answers. I looked at 5 different definitions over the last week, and you know, is it unstructured data? Is it anonymized data? Is it just because there's lots of it? You know, I mean, what is big data? And for me, and actually Alex said it's just CRM in a new guise. And I think that we do live in a world where actually finding a nomenclature to help us execute is one of the key challenges. So, you know, is it the latest in the lexicon of buzzword bingo or bullshit bingo alongside omnichannel and the death of causality, which is something that we can debate as well a little later. So when I began in advertising, the world of connecting to a consumer was about emotional engagement. And we've evolved as a profession, and I include all of us because I assume that we all represent customer-facing businesses, into a world where actually it's about analytics. It's about using data to make the connections to the consumer. And the challenge we have is that it used to be about needs, and now it's about value. It used to be about driving acquisition, and now it's about recognizing sentiment. And you know, we are in a place where we can see real, tracked, optimized behavior driving return for the businesses that we represent. But how the hell do you do that in a real environment when you debate with CMOs about their desire to connect their businesses to the connected consumer, and then they say, but you know, technology, they're just dull. And frankly, those people in the white coats that come and show us our algorithms, I just don't understand what the hell they're talking about. So as a marketing profession, we need to find a way, the profession I represent, of navigating our way through our enterprises connecting to the consumer. So to do my little story, in the beginning, there was decay curves that were about marginal efficiency of response. And we all learned in the world of direct marketing that if you did something a lot to people and measured their response, then you could work out channel by channel what your optimized spend was. It was the world of door drops. When I was at Alliance and Leicester, we earned 50% of the magazine insert market. Dropped the magazine inserts out, loans. We did lots of car loans. But I did have, coming from FMCG, a Damascene converser about that power of be able to measure return and to be able to deliver something that was multi-channel and optimized, and more than just about acquisition, it became about value and the ability to understand where value existed within your customer bases. So data became a source of competitive advantage if you could do it well. And in those days, the banks were leading the charge, and they handed over a little bit to the utilities, and then the telcos came through. But interestingly, 20 years on, the banks are still in the same place. What are they doing now that's different from what they were trying to do in the mid-1990s? Not a lot, frankly. And it's still that challenge of application within their businesses. We used to have a phrase at Alliance and Leicester, which was, let the data decide, which was just brilliant. You know, you could just give it up to the power of the algorithm. And, you know, frankly, the business did look at us a little strangely, but we won the intellectual battle for a little while. Now we're thinking about data as a proposition. You know, with what we used to call the advent of convergence, about 10 years ago it was going to happen, triple play, and you know, now it has, and rich content, subscription businesses, to be able to identify and use behavioral data, all access through mobile or tablet, thrown social media in. You see businesses like O2 and Sky looking to resell their data to assist you in smart targeting and smart access to their customer bases in a way that just didn't exist before. They're bypassing, if you like, and changing the old advertising agency selling ecosystem. The challenge we find there is one of permission and privacy. So you look at a business, any business, and you have the marketers wanting to drive connection to the consumer, the technologists wanting to screw stuff in, and the analysts wanting to stroke the purity of their algorithm. The challenge to us in this room is to connect those elements together and make a difference in creating value for our consumers.